Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal. I'm Neil Knutson. On today's broadcast, you'll be hearing a conversation I had recently with Roger Mort, Chief Operations Officer for Packaging and Crating Technologies, or PACT, located in Watertown, Connecticut. PACT is a global leader in manufacturing sustainable packaging products for the commercial, industrial, and military industries. Today you'll be hearing about some breakthrough technologies this company has developed to deal with the dangers of lithium-ion batteries. Well, as you just heard, I'm on the phone today with Roger Mort. He's the Chief Operations Officer for a Connecticut manufacturer called Packaging and Crating Technologies, otherwise known as PACT. October is National Manufacturing Month, so it's a good time to be focusing on such a thing. Well, good afternoon to you, Roger.
Good afternoon. Nice to be on.
All right, good to have you with us today. Well, to get started, could you just give us a brief background of PACT?
Packaging and Crating Technologies has been around since 2005. They took over a company called Wood-Free Crating. We specialize in wooden crates, corrugated crates that are stronger than wood, but a third of the weight of wood, specialty wraps, a lot of green products, and some fire suppressant papers, and we're even working on a fire extinguisher.
Great. Now, what inspired PACT to develop its patented fire suppression products for lithium-ion batteries?
Well, we got a call from a guy whose name was Guy back in 2019, and he told one of my sales girls, I want to buy two of those corrugated crates. And she says, well, what size? And he goes, I don't care. I want to spray paint them and light them on fire. And so she's like, can I have Roger call you back? So she called me and she's like, hey, the guy sounds a little kooky. I said, yeah, you never know. Let's listen. So I called him and I said, all right, Guy, what's going on? And he says, invented a paint for the Saudi Arabian government. You put it on their vehicles. If somebody hits it with a flamethrower at 1800 degrees inside the car, stays 60 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 hours. So you don't even know you're on fire. I said, all right, but what's up with the crates? He says, well, the brand new batteries coming out of China, coming out of Europe, 1 out of 10 cargo container ships that are carrying these containers, a container will catch fire. Well, these things go off with such a force that if they don't take the container and throw it off the boat, it will burn its way through the bottom of the boat and sink the boat.
Wow.
He says, with your crating being so light and strong, we can go ahead and use your crating. And that way, if there is a fire or something going, it's limited to 1 out of 40 crates. So the thing is safe and they don't have to dump it in the ocean. And I'm like, well, I like where we're going with that. So we started to work together. Found out very quickly that the paint's great for vehicles and other things, but when we can make corrugated crates at every 35 to 45 seconds, slowing down to 12 minutes and 37 seconds to spray paint one is not happening.
Yeah.
We got talking and guys like disappointed. And I said, Guy, no, listen, everybody who sells me corrugated, everybody who sells me paper, print stuff on it for me. So we can thin it down thin enough to make it into an ink. I get all the stuff made with it on it already, and my guys don't slow down. Now we can, have a winner because the market's huge, the supply. So we did that. And what we found out very quickly is that it not only sent the 60 degrees away from the heat, and now it's in a moisture cloud, it actually sends moisture towards the heat and 60 degrees towards the heat.
Wow. And
And these lithium batteries, in order to go nuclear, they need heat. So when they're wrapped in a single layer of our paper, like a 16-volt car battery, lithium, inside the paper, it goes off and it burns at 780 C. We control it, and that paper keeps it down to 780 because if it can get to 820, like an open air burn or, one of these heat bikes in your house, then these chlorine carbides and these acids form. And those things just need one spark for that battery to go off at the force of like 10 sticks of dynamite.
Wow.
So in our paper, it took 21 hours to go from 780 C down to 0. We opened it up and everything was mush. The outside, it never got above 100 degrees.
That is impressive. Now, I would imagine it's especially pertinent in this day and age with more and more things involving batteries and that technology, and especially lithium-ion type batteries. So I would imagine there's a huge demand for what it is that you are manufacturing as far as those safe storage and shipping containers.
Right now, we're doing really well. It's growing because everybody's threatening to come up with legislation that you have to have some kind of thermal property to rent these things. So the government's 5 years behind the rest of the world, because dealing with these batteries for 15 plus years over in Europe.
Yeah.
And, they love our solutions. We sell stuff over in Europe. The U.S. is starting to catch up. We actually took that technology and turned it into a single layer of paper that goes into, let's say, underneath of a car. You could have 10,800 of these little cells that are a little bigger than a AA.
Yeah.
When one goes off, the entire car takes like 30 hours to burn. It's the most toxic smoke.
Wow.
It can reach temperatures of 3,000 degrees. But if you wrap each one of those cells in one layer of my paper,
yeah,
in every test we've ever done, you never get a second cell to go off. So that car with the 10,800 little cells,
yeah,
would one go off, it would go out, and you'd still have 99.9% power in the car.
So this is pertinent to as far as car battery technology then as well.
Yes. We're not working with any major car dealers yet,
Yeah.
or car manufacturers, but the e-bike folks have jumped up their game in the last 4 months. We're dealing with a guy who's been building e-bikes, building batteries for the past 10 years. And he just finished wrapping the inside cells and sending us 2 batteries so we can do a commercial and everything.
Yeah.
And some testing. And as soon as that testing passes, which it will, which we're going to try to do on Friday, he can then advertise that he's the safest battery manufacturer in the world.
Wow.
E-bikes. Cities like New York, they have so many e-bike tires.
Yeah.
That they are starting to go after these manufacturers legally.
Yeah.
Because, when you kill 13 people last year and have over $1 billion in damages and 200 some fires, and now firefighters are getting injured because you can't put them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the nastiest thing I've ever seen.
Well, are there any future innovations that we can expect from, maybe this isn't a fair question, you don't know what the future is, but any innovations you might be working on at PACT in the realm of battery safety and beyond?
Yeah, we actually just invented a fire extinguisher about 4 months ago.
Yeah, tell me about that.
That puts out lithium batteries on contact.
Really?
Yeah, we've done 11 tests on it so far. It's shut them down every time. We're doing a big test this Friday. Starts at 9:00 at the Litchfield County testing center. And once it puts out those batteries that day, the folks from Louisiana and Florida have called these lithium batteries a state of emergency. So they have funding, and they're going to set up a car to put out and a couple other things to put out. Tell us, when, where. We come down with 300 or 400 gallons of this stuff. Put it into their hoses or their vehicles so they can pump it into the car, and fire extinguishers and everything. And once that goes, they're like, we don't need you to go get testing and go through all these crazy standards. We just want that stuff in 2.5 gallon increments to put into our fire extinguishers so our people have a chance.
Well, Roger Mort, Chief Operating Officer for Packaging and Crating Technologies there in Watertown, Connecticut. Thank you so much for letting us have some of your time today and talking to us about these exciting technologies that you folks are working on. Thank you for having me on. You've been listening to a recent conversation I had with Roger Mort, COO of Packaging and Crating Technologies in Watertown, Connecticut. The WIHS Journal is public affairs from 104.9 WIHS.